Today, we will understand how we can explore and gather insights from the roots analysis console on Locale. With roots analysis, the users can analyze the to and fro movement between any number of points. The movement could be anything based on the industry and your use case. For a mobility company, it could be the user trips, trips taken by the driver fleet, and so on. For an on-demand or a hyperlocal company, it could be the movement of the delivery partners. For a logistics company, it could be the movement of shipments at any leg of the delivery, and so on. Irrespective of your industry, the Roots Analysis console will help you analyze and understand the behaviors, patterns, and the characteristics of the routes. By the end of this video, you will be able to answer questions like, what are the movement patterns of your delivery executives and how can you nudge them to ensure quicker deliveries? What are the repeating travel patterns of your power users and how can we incentivize the same? Which routes are associated with frequent delays and how does that relate to customer complaints? What is the route-wise cost for per shipment across different areas or warehouses and how can you optimize for the same? And so on. Now, before we get started with the exploration, let us take a quick tour around the console. As you know, any route consists of three aspects: the origin or the starting point, the destination or the ending point, and the path itself that is undertaken. Similarly, our console on Locale is also divided into three parts. We have the routes, we have the origin. The yellow circles here are basically the center points of the hexagons and are used to depict the origins and the destinations. The size of the circle depends on the metric selected. More the value, larger the size. Lesser the value, smaller the size. They are used to depict how many trips start and how many trips end and how many round trips are taken in that particular area. The lines are basically your journeys that have occurred between any two origin and destination pair. It shows the aggregated value of the metric for all the journeys that have occurred between them. The thickness of these lines depend on the metric again. The origin and the destination options are basically your hexagon heat maps where the hexagons represent the aggregated number of the metric. Now that we understand the basic concepts of routes and how it is represented on the map, let us quickly go over the other components of the console. Towards your leftmost end, you have what is called the Metric Studio. Here's where we have listed all the metrics that have been created. If you want to create your own metric, all you have to do is click on Add New Metric and you will be able to create your own. If you want to change the city or a place, then just click here and search for the place or the coordinates or the localities that you want to see on the map. On the same screen on the top left corner, we have what is called the legend. The legend allows you to filter to different areas. In the bottom, we have what is called the time series, and this one will allow you to see how geo and time interact with each other. It allows you to see the behavior of metrics at various times and you can slice and dice across different times as well. Now, if you want to know how to explore heat maps and understand the various components, we have left a video down in the description box below that you can check out. Now that the console is familiar to us, let us explore all the insights that we can draw from it. Any metric that you create on a route level, origin level, or a destination level will all be listed here and can be created. As you can see, we already have created sample metric. If you want to know what an event count metric is, we have left a link in the description box down below that you can check out. Now let us consider the total trips as our sample metric. We have considered trips for the purpose of this video, but it can be total deliveries, total shipments, and all would mean the same thing depending on your industries. Let us try to find the routes where the most number of trips are concentrated. So how can you do that on the console? All you have to do is drag the legend to the rightmost end and you will see all the routes where the most number of trips have occurred. So this is 756, this would be 945, 756 and so on. Let us say we want to go even more granular. You can just change the bucket size. On Locale, we allow anywhere between 2 to 20 over here. Now you can also add any new filters to your metrics. say we want to understand the age of the users that have taken the trip, then all you have to choose is user age range and add the particular filter, and you will be able to see all the users' age for the particular trips that have been taken. Now, for example, we want to understand how these total number of trips change with time and how they change with the day of the week, time of the day, and so on. All you have to do is use the time series. Say we want to see all the trips that have been taken from January 16th to January 23rd. All you have to do is choose the custom time range over here, enter the dates that between which you want to see the trips, and click on apply. The other options that are possible on Locale are basically trips for the last 60 days, trips for the last 30 days, and so on and so forth. Now, say in the time period you want to see how many trips are taken on Mondays only during the mornings. So, all you have to do is click on any day of the filter and filter them, and also choose the morning hours here on the time filter. And once we click apply, you will be able to see all the trips for Monday morning. Now, another way you can see the total number of trips is how they are spread across different times of the day and different days of the week. By that we mean, for the chosen time period, we can see the bookings for different days of the week. In order to view this, let us go to the accumulation section and choose days. Accumulation here basically means all the total number of trips in that time period are grouped together. Here, when you choose days, you will be able to see all the trips taken on different days of the week. And as you can see, Tuesday is the highest because it is highlighted in dark green, and Thursday it is the lowest because it is highlighted in red. Now, say you want to see how the trips are concentrated across different hours of the day, all you have to do is choose hours for your accumulation, and you will be able to see the distribution of the total number of trips across different hours of the day. And again, at 3 p.m. we have the highest number of trips, and at 9 p.m. we have the lowest number of trips. Another thing that is possible on this console is you can click on any of these circles or the paths in order to go deeper into their properties. The first one is show entities. So let us click on any of the yellow circle and see show entities. Here you will be able to see all the properties of the trip starts, the trip ends, and the round trips. Say you want to add more properties, then all you have to do is click on this button, and say we want to add the user ID to send them a notification, then you have to check the box and click on apply, and you will be able to see another column added. You can add as many columns as you want, and you can also download or export this data for further use. Now the next thing that we can do, show trips from here. So what does this mean? This will show all the trips that have started from this position. Now let us say we want to see all the trips to here. Then you will be able to see all the trips that have ended over here. And that's how you can use routes analysis to understand the behavior of routes. Now let us try to understand what the origins and the destination section do. They are just like your heat maps console. If you want to know more about how to explore heat maps, click on the link in the description box down below. Now that we have the origins console over here, there are two things that are possible over here apart from your regular heat maps console. Since all the origins are aggregated here, you will also be able to see all the trips from here. And when you hover on these arcs, then it will show you the total number of trips that were undertaken. And you can also do the same thing by checking all the trips to here, and that will show you all the trips that have ended at that position. And that's how you can use the heat maps console in order to understand the behavior of your routes. If you want to know more about routes analysis and learn the use cases in detail, you can also refer to the official documentation down in the description box down below. Happy exploring!